Hi everybody and welcome to Cut the Kibble. I'm Paula and this is Miss Bella, my 12-year-old Bichon that I've been home cooking for since she was 7 months old with the good graces of my vet. And today I'm going to do a turkey recipe. I have not done a turkey recipe in quite a while because she gets that rotated in once a week. So I make up a whole bunch and then I'm good for like 3 months. So this is really easy. You can do it. I have a lot of experience that I can share with you. I do consults if you want, or you can look at my videos, whatever you want. But if you can home cook, it's so much better for your dog because you have control of your food. So let's get cooking. Okay, so I'm going to start by adding some coconut oil to my pan and give her a little. And yes, I am using a Teflon pan because this is a lot of meat. I said I wasn't going to use Teflon anymore, but I only have so far purchased 2 pans. So anyway, you do the best you can. And to this pan, you get this covered a little. I'm going to first add my cabbage. I always cut more than I really want to use. So that's probably like 3/4 of a cup of cabbage. Let me turn this up a little. And I actually have 2 of these defrosted, but it's tricky. It tricked me. This is Plainville Farms, and it's 1.5 pounds. Normally I cook 2 pounds of protein at one time. So this is 3 pounds of protein. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cook this one up with cabbage. And then the next one that I do, I'll do another video maybe, it'll be without cabbage. Because again, and it'll be with totally different vegetables. Because you got to rotate your proteins and your vegetables, okay? You don't want to give the same thing to your dog every day. Okay, they need variety. Why? Because each protein, each vegetable has different nutrients, the vitamin B, the vitamin C, the calcium, all that yada yada stuff. So you need to vary it so that over the course of the week and the month, they're getting a balanced diet. I just cringe when I hear people giving the same foods day in and day out. You gotta vary everything. All right, so I'm gonna let this saute a little bit. And while this is working, let's talk about this turkey. So this is Plainsville. It's pretty clean, it's pretty plain, but it still has, it's organic turkey. Okay, but don't let that trick you because on the back it says organic rosemary extract. Now you got to be careful. Some turkeys will say rosemary flavoring or but rosemary extract, even though it's organic, you got to be careful. If you have a dog that is susceptible to seizures, you should not be giving rosemary anything for your dog. Fortunately, luckily, Bella's not one of those dogs. So I'm going to go ahead, and this is starting to sizzle, and I'm going to open this up. You know, I just feel that it's really hard to find a really clean turkey with nothing in it. You gotta be careful. Some of these turkeys, they have solutions in them. You definitely don't want that. All right, some of these turkeys, I know that Whole Foods, I believe, for the preservative, that's what the rosemary is in there for. I think they do, vinegar. Okay, so you know, you just do the best you can when you can. I believe I bought this a while ago at Costco when they didn't really have a lot, you know, and I feel like in the next few months we're going to be getting some more shortages. I don't know what's going on with this trucker situation that's in, what is it, Ontario or Ottawa, and it's coming to the Super Bowl in a few days. I don't know. You got to have food on hand, and that's why it's good to have a freezer. Okay, an extra freezer. Well, this has paper on it. To store your food. Okay, so I should get my, I have this neat thing here. Hold on a second. Okay, I got this. I don't know what's it called, but it's fantastic for cutting up the meat. It's nice and quick. You can't do this with something like this, okay? So I really love this. All right, so this is going to be cooking up, and while this is cooking, I'm going to add some herbs. I have some ton of herbs right here that I'm going to add. You can see them. I have thyme, parsley, Thai basil, and Greek basil, or is that Italian basil? I have too much in my AeroGarden. It's overflowing. I can't use it enough. I use it for myself, for my soups. I'm just putting this whole thyme in. It's not dried. You know, the dry thyme, you're supposed to take it off the stems. And I'm going to go ahead and get this basil and put this in here. I'm just using a scissor. I could have been prepared and have done it on the food cutting board, but I'm not prepared. I actually wasn't going to cook today because it's like 63 degrees today. What is this, February 9th or so? And tomorrow we're calling for like 3 inches of snow. So I thought I would cook tomorrow instead of today. But then when I realized that this package of meat was 1.5 pounds, I said, let me get a recipe done. I actually have 2 pounds of ground beef in the refrigerator that I need to cook up. I feel like I haven't cooked in a long time. Again, when you rotate your proteins, you're cooking like once every 2 to 3 months. The only thing that I have to cook every week, and you can see that with my video history, is the eggs, because she gets eggs in the morning. Okay, so I'm going to add some garlic in here. Go ahead, I dare you. Make a comment that garlic's not good for dogs. I'll get right back to you. Garlic is awesome for dogs when used the right amount, okay? You don't want to put a whole bulb. The bulb is the whole thing. You put each individual things on the bulb. It's called a clove. You can do garlic raw as a topper for your dogs. I don't do that because Bella developed a bleeding ulcer when she was giving the drug Rimadyl for her dental. So she has a really sensitive stomach. So I go ahead and just put it in to her food and cook it up some. So we're just going to go ahead, and while this is cooking, I could just share with you what other stuff I'm going to put in. So hold on. Yeah. I had this defrosting in the refrigerator. Blueberries, beef heart, beef liver. Beef liver, you need 5% in the recipe, and beef heart, 5 to 10%. Okay? And then, let me stir this one more time here. And I'll tell you what else I'm going to be adding to this recipe. I had this all defrosting in the refrigerator too. All right, for this particular recipe, I have broccoli, asparagus, and Brussels, what am I talking about? Where's that orange stuff? Butternut squash. So I used to use sweet potatoes a lot, but believe it or not, sweet potatoes have a lot more sugar than butternut squash. Sugar adds calories and other bad stuff, and she's not that active of a dog. We walk maybe around the block, if that. And then if you're going to be using, like making treats, you really should stay away from the sweet potato because of the high sugars. It will cause more tartar on the dog, you know, get all gummy and then tartar. So I have been shying away from pumpkin. I'm sorry, from the sweet potato. So I either use butternut squash or pumpkin. And I've been buying the butternut squash lately whole and then peeling it and cooking it. It takes time, but I kind of enjoy peeling and cutting. It's my craft that I do. You may like painting or sewing. I like cutting up vegetables. What can I say? All right, this is almost done. Let's get to the other side of the counter. I'm almost done. You'll see how quickly this goes. Let me find my little thingy to shut this video off. Okay, so now I'm going to add the veggies that I defrosted, and they were still a little frozen, so I put it in the microwave for like 30 seconds. And to that, I'm going to add this tray. What I did forget to show you that I always also add are sardines. Everything on here I add to all her meals. Liver, heart, blueberries, and sardines. I'm going to give her a little. It's almost time for her dinner time. And sardines, you need to make sure where they're sourced. You don't want to buy anything from Asia. Waters are not clean there, and they have very bad cleaning practices when they're packaging their fish. These I buy from Trader Joe's. They're in water, no salt added. The blueberries, if you can get them wild, that's great because the wild blueberries, I'm looking for something and I don't know where it is. Hold on a second. Hold on, I don't want to turn the video off. Wild blueberries have higher amounts of antioxidants in it. In all your homemade dog food, it's an absolute must that you add calcium. So it's, let me do my math right here. It's 1 teaspoon per pound of protein. So this is 1.5 pounds, right? I should actually check to see. I forgot what the video said it was. Hold on. Give me a second here. Yeah, I want to make sure it's 1.5 pounds. It's 1.5 pounds. Okay, so I'm going to put that much in. And then this is my Omega Booster, my Cut the Kibble Omega Booster. You go to my playlist, you can see the recipe. It's real easy. It's flaxseed, pumpkin seeds, and I think hemp hearts. You got to keep this in the refrigerator or the freezer because there's oils in the seeds and they can go rancid. Okay, so to this, I'm going to add some of the turkey. It's going to be too hard for me to add the whole thing while holding her, but I do want to add some because I don't want the powder of the calcium to go to the top of the food processor. And also another reason why I can't add the whole thing, I don't think everything's going to fit in here. Normally when I do 1 pound of protein, I can put everything in here. But this is more, so I think I'm going to have to dump it and add it to a bowl. Okay, so I'm going to stop here for a minute and I'm going to go ahead and dump it, and I'll meet you on the other side when I'm packing it all up.